This is my own personal highlights reel of my commentary from this event. For full race coverage and more detailed results, you can find the entire event linked in the description down below or on Motorsport Radio's YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy, and you can find more info on me at my website linked on screen or down in the description below.
The official BSB Partner Series. This is FAB-Racing.
And welcome to a now very, very damp Clay Pigeon circuit. My name is Gareth Hall, and I'm joined by Tom Lomas for the first time. Welcome, Tom.
Thank you very much, Gareth. Welcome indeed. And yeah, you're not wrong. It is a bit wet and a bit windy out there. We've got another stoppage just before the start.
Wilson Dilks once again, that bike unfortunately coming to a halt.
It's just not doing what he wants it to do, but the rest of the grid are lining up ahead of him. They are getting on there now, and it's going to be Archie O'Brien who's taking it from pole, as you said, and maybe he's going to be able to cause an upset here, but we might just have a quick wait whilst we have a look what's happening on this bike. I'm not sure. Looks like they're taking him off, so it might be going ahead without him, unfortunately, there for Wilson Dilks. As we look to the grid, they look to the lights, and it's lights out and away they go, and they're off down into the first turn here, and it's a good start for Archie O'Brien off the go, but it's Harrison Day, I think, that even might lead them into the first corner. A great start from him, who yesterday obviously had another great start. Can he hold it this time, though? Can he keep it going? And straight away at the inside there, is that Austin Johnson that's now taken up into second?
And I believe that might be Byron Johnson. Black helmet for Byron, black for Byron and white for Austin. Oh, it's so easy to get them confused. And but yeah, fantastic start from Harrison Day. Byron. Well, we've seen him 3 starts in a row go from 6th position to 2nd by the first corner.
Absolutely, and that is just, he's proving to us there that that was not fluke. He's not just looked out twice, because he's done it 3 times now, and almost every single time taking the same line, taking it left up the outside down to turn 1, then switching to the inside, and that apparently is a very good line for him to take, and it's worked every single time, taking him up to 2nd place once again. But it's Harrison Day with a 2.3 second lead now at the front of the field, who is leading this race.
O'Brien, you can see going wider. Will he be able to sweep around the outside of Pole Hill?
He's going to go here as they come down across the timing line. They're only split by 0.004 there. 4 thousandths of a second splits them, but unfortunately it is Pole Hill that gets it back past O'Brien as they go down into turn 1. But this is some great racing. These 3 are so close, you could literally throw a blanket across the 3 riders. They're doing absolutely incredible stuff out there.
Yeah, absolutely so. And when they're coming down to the hairpin, not only of the weekend, but on the season. Of course, his best result was the 2nd place. Oh, riders down. That's Byron Johnson, and that is Finley Polehill and Archie O'Brien. All
top
3 have all gone down. All 3, that's 2nd, 3rd and 4th, that have gone down at the first corner. But you can see slowing down there, just letting them to yellow flags will be out. So it means everyone's just going to back off a little bit, but that's going to promote Austin Johnson up into 2nd position there. Unfortunately, we just missed the clash, but all 3 of 2nd, 3rd and 4th
we've got
down
another
at
red
T1.
flag there. They've stopped the race once again. That was a nasty incident there. You could have seen that one coming from a mile off, though. Those 3 were racing so hard, and hopefully they're all okay.
Yeah, everyone, it looks as though back up on their feet and walking to the side. So it's great to see Byron Johnson there and Finley Polehill just walking back to the side. In fact, Byron's going to get a lift back to the
get a piggyback all the way home.
Yeah, you want to save your legs, really. Can he make 2 overtakes in 1? Not quite. The door is closed firmly in his face, but Bernie Hook now leading away.
This is incredible stuff, and it is, as you say, Bernie Hook in the front, but this top 4 battle, in fact, top 5, they're all in there, are separated by minuscule amount of time, and as they cross the line, I can tell you exactly what the gap is between those top 5. They're separated by only 0.8 of a second. These guys are all going for it in the top 5. Who knows where this is going to go? And these guys are going hard here, and look, now... And that's one of the Birkin brothers off, and
that's Josh Birkin into the tyre wall. The bike just got from underneath him. Josh Birkin, your pole sitter, just losing the bike. He's back in the race, but that's going to drop him down into the top board, the back end of the top 10, if not out of it. It looks as though is Bernie dropping down into 3rd position.
He had to slam the brakes on there. Bernie Hook's trying to avoid.
Not collect him, so Bernie losing some time there. So that's going to allow Nick Bennett to start to put the pressure on Matt Birkin. But a real shame there from Josh. That bike just did not want to go in the right direction.
And as they come around here, now you can see Bernie Hook. He is back on there. He's only just come around the final corner now. We'll get a position for him. Josh Birkin also falling down the order as we saw there. And Bernie Hook also getting overtaken now. Maybe there was a bit of a problem there for Bernie Hook, who still does hold third place, but with a 4-second gap now behind him. In fact, I think Andy Whedon might have even just got past him, which he has indeed. Has Bernie got a bit of a problem on that bike now after having to brake so hard? He looks like he's losing time rapidly.
I imagine he probably needs to change the leathers after seeing a Birkin slide across the face of him across the main straight at full speed.
It could come right down to it, but Matt Birkin, he's got that 2-second advantage, but Nick Bennett, he's not going to want to let him get away with this, and it is going to be a very close finish, that is for sure. And as they come round now, what do you think is going to happen? Because I think, oh, we've lost another rider. Who is that one that's just come off here? And this is what you get from senior mini motos, people flying off everywhere. Who is that? Have we got any idea?
I think that's Simon Huntingford. I think that's the 47 in 5th position of Simon Huntingford. But onto the final lap comes Matt Birkin around the final corner. He's going to take a first win on the season. He's been the bridesmaid to the bride so many times. He's been in second position 5 times. Not this time. It is a win on the season for Matt Birkin.
Just whacking back together, absolutely, and that was a great race there. And our rundown for that race then is Matt Birkin with the win, Nick Bennett in second, Bernie Hook in third, Andy Whedon in fourth, Josh Birkin takes 5th place with Adam Thornbury taking 6th, Rhys Gentry comes home in 7th with Alberto Veneto coming home in 8th, Simon Huntingford, Chris Yeomans take and complete our top 10. And as they come across the line now, we get our final few racers. It's Ashley Thompson in 11th, Paul Nichols in 12th, Craig Ashall 13th, and Rob Gentry 14th. And the AC40 rookies next, and there they are, look, in the paddock, warming up their bikes, ready to go. And these guys are brilliant to watch, aren't they? As I said before, they're young, they're excited, and they're ready to go. And of course, it was Beth Ashby who had a struggle at the start of the last race. She struggled to get away. She's going to be looking down at turn 1 here, looking to see something different. And as they all get ready, the dads leave the circuit and let the kids on there. They look to the lights, and the lights go out and away they go. And it's a good start from Hall again. Ashby, a much better start from Beth there, as Bradley Curtis and Jensen Bishop falling down behind. And she looks like she's getting tangled in there a little bit, Beth. She's already fallen down a bit, but it's Oliver Hall who has taken it strong into the first corner. I think Bradley Curtis might have just got up past Bethany Ashby there, but it's a great start anyway, and they're all underway. Yep, and it's going to be an interesting fight here now, because Beth is going to want to come back from this. She had a bad start. She had a great start, I should say, in the first race, a terrible start in the second race, and an all-right start there, but she's going to want to fight back. She's going to want to get a solid place on this podium, and a solid place on that podium is second or first for her, surely, here now. Say Bradley Curtis is keeping Oliver Hall extremely honest at the front there. He's just done the fastest lap on that last lap, and they're going to come across the line again here now. Does he do it again? Let's see what they get on the timing screen here. It's Oliver Hall from Bradley Curtis, 0.3 seconds separating them. He doesn't get the fastest lap, but a 50.988 still is the best lap which he set before. It's not been beaten by anyone else out there yet. And this is Oliver Hall then, as we follow him through the final parts of the lap here, with 2 laps to go, 1 lap to go, I should say, at the end of the completion of this one. And he has had a phenomenal race here. He's not stopped leading from the start. He's had Curtis behind him the entire race long, but Curtis has not been able to pass him as of yet. And with a 6/10 of a second gap now to Curtis behind, he is miles ahead at the front, and he's got a good run now as they come on to the final lap of the race. It's Curtis from Baker, from Ashby, from Thomas, from Bishop behind, but it's Oliver Hall leading at the front with a 1.1 second gap now to Bradley Curtis behind. The man from Finneran, the lad from Finneran, I should say, Oliver Hall. What a great race he has had here ahead of Curtis, and they come round. Now, it's all going on behind them. Beth Ashby still pushing to get up to that podium position, but she can't quite do it. But it is Oliver Hall then, as we follow through the last few corners, as he comes through the horseshoe up into the penultimate corner and then eventually to the final corner. It's been an absolutely dominant performance from Oliver Hall, led from start to finish. His lead never ever questioned. He's done absolutely incredibly here, and as he comes side by side with the back marker down the line, he crosses it, and there it is, the checkered flag. Oliver Hall takes it. It's a win for Oliver Hall with a 1.5 second gap to Bradley Curtis in second. Harley Baker takes third, Matthew Thomas fourth, just on the last lap, getting past Bethany Ashby.
Lewis Hull, he started in 7th in race 1 and made his way onto the podium. So don't just think it's going to be the top 3. It could be coming from anywhere.
Absolutely, and Byron Johnson is the one we need to watch for this. As you say, he has made phenomenal starts in the opening 2 races and the additional restart we had there after the red flag in the first round. So these guys are going to be looking in their mirrors to see where he's coming from, but they're going to want to make sure that they can't give him that same line again. And as they look to the lights, they wait for them to go out, and they do, and they're off. And Byron Johnson again with a phenomenal start, already up to 3rd, is holding it into the turn 1, I should say, and he looks like he's just had a comeback there from Finley Polehill on that orange bike.
Yeah, there was a word in there somewhere, wasn't there?
I struggled for the turn 1 there.
No, it's fine.
And it has been a phenomenal start, and once again we're going to see a similar thing here where we have Harrison Day, Finley Polehill, Byron Johnson, and even Austin Johnson getting in there as well. We saw these guys neck and neck in the second race earlier, I should say, and they're going to be doing the same thing again in this 3rd race. They've been absolutely phenomenal this series all weekend long, but it's Archie O'Brien who is running away at the front, but Harrison Day who is keeping him very honest just behind him.
Turn to the outside as they get to the King. These two were involved in the closest finish that we've had here in the last 18 months as Austin goes down inside. Oh! Big tumble. It sends down Austin, and that's going to send down Byron as well. And that's 2 riders down at turn 1.
That was a tough tumble for the Johnson brothers to have there, but it looks like Byron's managed to recover from that fairly well. He's still in 4th place, and he's still pushing in 4th place. He's got Travis Shaw and Lewis Hull behind him, and he's going for it, and that is a swap at the top there. Is that Harrison Day who's taken Archie O'Brien over
that's
there?
Finley Polehill.
Sorry, Finley Polehill past Harrison Day, I should say, and that is a great move there to see. Although Harrison Day just setting the fastest lap on that previous lap, obviously he's had Finley Polehill right behind him for the whole time. An absolutely phenomenal lap there from them and from Polehill, who has taken the lead, storming in this race, but the back marker slows him down, and it's O'Brien even that gets back ahead of Polehill there. But the back marker really getting in the way there, but now O'Brien leading into the final lap of the race, but Polehill's going to want that back, and Day is not far behind either. This is going to be neck and neck down to the line. Whose this is going to be at the end of this lap, I am not entirely sure.
Take a breath, take a breather. That was a good race.
Wow. These guys, this series, the AC40 Pros, have been performing in every single race we've seen them do this weekend. It has been absolutely phenomenal. And a photo finish almost there between Archie O'Brien and Finley Polehill, just 0.1 seconds separating them. An absolutely phenomenal race. And I really didn't know whose that was going to be going into that final lap. Polehill, O'Brien, they both raced supremely. We've got a bit of rain out there.
Yeah, so we have. We've got we've got a lot of smoke coming from the back of the grid as well as the exhausts puffing away. So, is it that we've got a little bit of rain in the air? Are they worried about the tyres they're out on?
Yeah, this could be Bernie Hook going forward to the race starter saying, I think we might be on the wrong tyres if it starts raining here. And who knows? It might be that they might need to bring them in here and switch tyres.
Season, and Bernie Hook leading his there we go, back into the pit lane. They're not starting the race in the wrong direction. It's not a reverse Le Mans. It looks as though we're back changing tyres because the rain is starting to come down. So there we go.
We've got a bit of a protest there.
There we go. I'm already on wet tyres. I'm ready to go. Start the race. There you go. You'll be about 3 or 4 laps ahead.
Everyone else is gone now. We can leave the grid there.
As he guns the engine. So, yeah, we've got about 10 minutes or so before they'll be back out. They've got to, get some spanners out and get that done quickly. And they'll be back out on circuit as soon as that's on. A little bit of rain. But there we go. There we go. We're back in the fight. We're back in the action. And we've got the majority of the bikes on circuit. We're still waiting on the 2 Birkins. Whether they're going to appear from their tent is yet to be seen. But apart from that, it looks as though we're going to have the majority full contingent of senior mini motos.
Well, that's always good to see. And like you say, yeah, we are missing our front 2. So who knows if they're going to turn up or not. But we're going to have a green flag lap now, I think. Oh, and we have got some bikes in the background. Could this be them? I think it might be. They're coming through.
Better late than never.
Better late than never. Here they are. Our front row have finally arrived on the grid. Look at that.
Dock them 5 points each for being late.
And as they say that, they get to the front of the grid and they wait now. Oh, is still more people to come, or is that everyone? One more. I'm hearing we've got one more still awaiting arrival on the grid, and here we go. Once again, we've got Hook reeling up forward out of his box to have a word with his friend on pole there. What's he saying there?
Yeah, but Bernie Hook trying to line up in second position, trying to sneak his way in, hoping that Matt Birkin doesn't notice.
Saying, are you sure you don't want to swap for this one race? Be a bit fun, wouldn't it? If you take third, I'll take second. No, all right, well, I will back then. Back they go. And in fact, it might be something on his bike that I think he's checking. And there we go. We've got no final ride, I think, approaching the grid now. So it looks like we might have our full grid, which is, of course, good news. They've checked it, and there they go onto the green flag lap. Off they go now. Let's see what they can do on this lap. We've got your grid here, and I'll read it out for you now. It is Josh Birkin that takes pole position from Matt Birkin in second, and as I said before, Bernie Hook taking third place from Andy Whedon in fourth. Ashley Thompson takes fifth, and Craig Ashall in sixth, with Nick Bennett in seventh and Chris Yeomans in eighth. It's Elliot Searle and Albert Ventio in 10th, with Adam Thornborough in 11th, with Callum White in 12th, Paul Nichols 13th, Reece Gentry 14th, and our final row of Rob Gentry and Jacob Duran. Oh, I'll tell you what, Gareth, I think this is going to be a very enjoyable race in the wet. We've got some tricky conditions once again, so we may be able to see here something very exciting, and yeah, I'm very excited to see what we might get here.
Yeah,
And as they are all in their positions, we've got actually one bike not going, but they're all working to the lights as a spike, and they're off. And here we go down into the first corner. It's a great start from Hook. We get to look up in the inside of one of the Berkey brothers as they go down into turn one. And I've got it out first time there, turn one, as they now head down into turn two and then up towards the S's. It's a pretty good start from the front three, it seems.
Yep, yellow flag out for the bike that was at the side of the circuit. It didn't manage to make the start. However, that does mean that Bernie Hook is allowed, well, I say, no overtaking. Doesn't help Bernie Hook. He's managed to get past Matt Birkin up into the lead.
And it has been a great start, and now the Birkin brothers are having a look at Bernie Hook, who jumped them on the start. They're not going to let him go away with that any longer. And look at this now. That is Josh Birkin, who is just at the fastest lap of the race, all over the back of Bernie. He's going to want to have a look at something here. Can he make a move anywhere around this circuit? He can't as they come through the S's and head down towards the hairpin. It's not enough. What can they do here? Josh Birkin still on the back of Bernie Hook. Can he have a look down into the hairpin? No, he can't. He just misses out. And now, if he's not careful, Josh is going to get backed into his brother Matt here, and we could see a fight for second place instead of first.
Craig Ashall and Ashley Thompson.
And there it is.
10, and there is a move for the lead. Josh has managed to get up past Bernie Hook, with Matt trying to come down the inside, but he's going to sweep to the outside. Nowhere to find a move just yet. But Matt Birkin is surely going to line up Bernie Hook, and Bernie takes a different run. Down goes Matt Birkin into the tyre wall and exit. So easy to get it wrong in these conditions.
And this is absolutely what you're going to be seeing here. It is such treacherous conditions. Matt making hardly any mistakes there, but just losing the rear of that bike and sliding off the circuit. But it is Josh now with a fastest lap, again a 47.8, breaking away from Bernie Hook now. He's got 1.5 seconds to the previous leader of this race now behind him. And there is Matt Birkin. He's still holding on to third place, but he has been caught now by Andy Whedon, who has closed that gap from about 8 seconds down to 1.6 after that accident. So it's going to be very close. And now 5th and 6th here as well, Adam Thornbury and Nick Bennett going at each other. That is a close battle with only 2 tenths separating them on the line. Can Nick Bennett have a look at Adam Thornbury here and make an overtake?
Yeah. At turn one, he's now down 9.8 seconds behind Bernie Hook for third position.
And Josh Birkin has opened that gap to Bernie Hook, now 5 seconds ahead, which is absolutely remarkable. Look at this battle again here. This is a phenomenal. I'm not sure quite who this is. I think this might be Ashley Thomas and Craig Ashall, perhaps. They were quite close as they crossed the line before, and this is a great battle. And you can see how heavy that rain is down on that circuit right now. You can see the slick patches as they move around, and we've got another great battle going down to the line now. Who is this coming through here? That is Ashley Thompson and Craig Ashall. Ashley Thompson just picks up the position there over Chris Ashall there as they come across the line. But like I say, look how slick this track is. absolutely a phenomenal race from Matt Birkin there to be able to hold on to that podium, which a lot of people might have thought he would have lost. He does come home in third place indeed, with Andy Weedon and Adam Thornbury behind. Chris Yeomans takes sixth place as he comes along the line in front of us here now, with and I'm sure it will be Ashley Thompson taking home seventh place as well. But a great race all round as we see a couple more leave the line. It's already 10th place has crossed with Alberto Ventio. I really struggle with that, I'm sorry. 11th is Callum White, 12th is Nick Bennett, and 13th is Rob Gentry as Ashley Thompson crosses the line in 7th, Craig Ashall in 8th, and that means Reece Gentry will cross the line in 9th.
Fantastic race there, senior as well.
And it has been remarkable to watch all of the fights that's been happening in this category, because having those combined teams makes it so unique. And as they now all line up on the grid, you're right, it is starting in 4th place, in fact. 3rd place, Simon Brooks.
So we've got Simon Hansford missing this one as well. So it will be Steve Brooks that is leading us away as Iona Glover rolls into her grid slot at the back as they get ready. Lights on, lights off as we kick off. Oh, a big front lift there from Jamie King as he got underway.
Obviously, he had that moment in the pit bikes before, which unfortunately made him only come 6th in that race, but he's decided to make a comeback, and he did make a comeback in that race, and hopefully here today he can do more. He set the fastest lap already with a 45.7, and he is keeping on the tail of Steve Brooks there. As you can see, he's going to want more points from this. 45.191 for Jack Andrews, who, if you throw your mind back to the previous Motor Team and Extreme 200 race, it was Jack Andrews that actually fell behind Jamie King on the Moto Team and had to settle for 3rd place in that race. He's making sure this time he's not falling ahead of Motor Team, and there is Jamie King now coming across the line. He's leading the Motor Team category by a huge margin there now. Absolutely remarkable stuff from Jamie King.
Yeah, the battle now on for the lead in the overall race, the Extreme 200. Steve Brooks, big crash at T1. Steve Brooks, as the bike goes up and over and up and over, and well, will he be able to get back in the race? That's so unfortunate for Brooks. He was leading away. There we go, arms up in the air, so frustrated. Corner is catching out a lot of riders today.
It is indeed, and that is a tough mistake for him to take there, and you can see how frustrated he is. But it is Jack Andrews then that moves up into 1st place, with Jamie King in 2nd and Jason Pugh moving up to 3rd place. So that is only one Extreme 200 bike now in the running, unless Steve Brooks can get that running again. And, you know, Jack Andrews had not the easiest of weekends, I think it's fair to say, here at Clay Pigeon. He finished behind Jamie King in the Extreme 200s earlier on today. Obviously, Jamie King in the Motor Team Open, which must have frustrated him a little bit. But here he is now with 2 laps to go, 1 lap at the end of this lap. He has had a great race and finally looks like he might get a win after Steve's error there.
Yeah, Jamie King, who is... he leaves with a win.
Absolutely, he does. It is Jack Andrews that wins from Jamie King, with Jason Pugh taking up 3rd place, Ian Jackson taking 4th, Phil Mapplbeck manages to battle forward and get 5th place, Vince Bailey takes 6th, Philip Joyce 7th, and Iona Glover finishes off in 8th, with obviously Stephen Brooks unfortunately crashing out there and not finishing the race. It's like a great job for Mason Foster as he comes out of the hairpin now and down to the horseshoe to start, to finish his first lap and to start the race and start the timings under his belt. And look at this. It has been a great lap from Mason Foster, but Ben Jolliffe as well, getting up to 2nd place, as you say, from 4th. A phenomenal start from him and doing a very good job then. So here they come down the start-finish straight to hit the timing laser for the first time and see what's happening up there. It's a 44.8 for Mason Foster that starts him off considerably faster than all the other drivers around him. An excellent lap. He's already got a 2-second gap at the start, and there we go.
That's Paddy Moore down on exit. Paddy Moore has unfortunately gone down, getting the bike back up. You can see it's still running, so he can get back in the race. Just got to brush a little bit of that dirt and the grass off the side, trying to bang it back into position, so he's all good to go. You can see just that grass has been cut up by the bike, but it's a corner that's caught out so many of the riders this weekend in all different categories. In 7th position now, so the man 3rd in the championship. That's Edmonds down. Edmonds down at the S's. He's going to get back up, and you can see bike back in the way. But well, that's Clayton. That shows you just how easy it is to get it wrong. But Clayton is going to drop right down to the back of the field. That was Harry Payne. There's Luke Schofield and Greg Marshall flying past. So Clayton Edmonds is going to fall to the back of the pack. He's trying to get the bike restarted, but it's just not working. And unfortunately for Clayton, he was looking so good in this one, but it's just fallen apart.
Absolutely incredible from Mason Foster at the front there, and it's Clayton Edmonds. You've got to feel for him after an incredible start, getting up to second from fifth on the grid. To drop it like that is so unfortunate for him, but that is what these conditions drum up for these riders. It's so tricky. One mistake and you've gone all the way down.
Yeah, and that is Charlie Huntingford, who is now all over the tail of Ben Jolliffe.
He will be so frustrated with that. But do you know what? I might need to get my sunglasses on in a minute, because the sun is streaming in through our commentary box window, and that means that circuit is being hit with sunlight so fast. It's going to be drying at a rate of knots out there. And as we say, Mason Foster getting faster and faster every lap. It's a 43.4 from him now. He's almost a second faster than the laps that are being set from the other drivers, the other riders, I should say, out on that circuit. It's a 7-second gap now between him and Ben Jolliffe, and he's having a great run out there.
Ethan Sparks has moved past Charlie Huntingford,
yes.
So Ethan Sparks now championship leader up onto the podium into third.
A phenomenal then from Ethan Sparks to be able to get up onto that position, and as Mason Foster crosses the line once again, we'll find out what that gap back to Ben Jolliffe and then to Ethan Sparks is. Jolliffe now 7.3 seconds behind, but Ethan Sparks only 1.3 seconds behind him, so Ethan Sparks still could be looking at perhaps a second place here, with Ben Jolliffe well within his sights now.
And beyond, and here we go, Ben Jolliffe, fastest man
he's
on
pushing
circuit.
up there now.
There you go, built that gap out to Ethan Sparks to 2.2, 2 laps left to go. It's Mason Foster, Ben Jolliffe and Ethan Sparks.
And that's a 43.375 that Ben Jolliffe has just put in there to make that happen. It is the fastest lap. In fact, no, it's not. Cameron Sewell down in 9th place has just beaten it with a 43.311. Who saw that coming? A very good lap there from Cameron Sewell, but Ethan Sparks still not being able to keep on the back of Ben Jolliffe now. The gap was closing. Ben Jolliffe probably heard us by the sounds of it, and it's gone, oh no, I need to extend this back out, and off he goes. And in fact, the times have come down again. Mason Foster with a 43.245 as he comes onto the final lap of the race. What a lap there from Mason Foster to bring it back.
Yep. We've got the 90, we've got the 76, we've got the 89, the 127 and the 230, and well, they're out to do battle. And Mini F1 sidecars, they've had fun so far this weekend. What are you looking forward to?
This guy, this is my favourite category. It's absolutely brilliant, and what these guys do is great. Watching the passenger throwing themselves around on the back as they go onto their opening lap now is absolutely phenomenal to watch. And if I just get our grid here, we've got a few starters here. On pole position, we've got Mick Williams, who has been absolutely dominant this weekend and dominant throughout the season so far, to be fair. Mark Parker takes up second place alongside him, with John Hosker in third. It's John Keats in fourth and Jason Greenstreet in fifth. And in sixth, is it Ems, I believe, that's taken that spot?
It is. It's Adrian and Claire Ems.
Adrian and Claire Ems, who didn't qualify, so aren't on my sheet, but are here now for the race, and they were starting from the back and hoping to do something very impressive, and hopefully we do see something very good for them. So as they come around the horseshoe then and up towards the penultimate few corners, they will be ready on the grid, and this will be a big race, and it's going to be our final race of the weekend, so hopefully there's lots of stuff to watch here and a great weekend end, and it's a big end to how we go here. So here they come then, round at the final corner and up onto the grid. They take their spots, and there are the Williamses at the front in that Red Bull yellow liveried what's it called? Sidecar. There we go. I lost the word for a second there. These are going to be great. You do not want to take your eyes off of this, because how these guys drive is absolutely phenomenal. So it's definitely going to be one worth watching. So here we go then. As they pull into their grids, they all are looking up at the lights. They look for the flag to go down, and there it is. They look to the lights, and away they go. And it's an amazing start once again from Mick Williams. He's not been bad all weekend. It's Mark Parker who gets a great run up into second place as well there. Phenomenal start from them. And John Hosker as well, who's coming round into the S's now. A phenomenal start there from Mark Parker, though, I believe. Yeah. I apologise, it was John Hosker that had that phenomenal start there, not Mark Parker, who unfortunately did get a bit bogged down. And there we go, John Hosker saying the fastest lap so far as he comes across the line. Adrian Ems, though, as you say, coming up from 6th to 3rd already. He's on an absolute storm there with his partner, and hopefully we see something brilliant there. Yep, it's almost as if Mick Williams heard us there and said, oh, he's still behind us. John Hosker, he's still coming at us. He's done fastest laps consistently so far. It's time to open that tap up a little bit and go a bit faster. Mick Williams now in that number 26, done a 48.436. And whoa, we've lost a partner. Who's this? It's from it's the John Keats, I think, that's come off here. I'm not sure where he is on the track. I can't actually see the car. Oh, the car's there. The John,
upside down. So that's
dear.
a big hit there.
Big hit there
for John Keats. The 89 red flags out completely. A bike obstructing the track. So we will red flag this one as they pull it off to the side.
Off to the side. We're getting some red flags out. And Marshall's going over there.
Big hit once again for Keats. They had one back at Red Lodge, but red flags out as they should be. Great to see the marshals doing their job quickly, getting it nullified, bringing everyone back to the grid, and well.
I can see John Keats sitting up there, so he is by the looks of it okay, and he's all right. So that's always a great bit of news to hear from, especially when you see a nasty incident like that. It looks like he got thrown over the tyre wall a little bit there. Yeah,
that's a big incident for the 89. It's really unfortunate. It's so easy to make a mistake, especially in these conditions.
It's great to see him there, back up, and he looks all right there, pushing the bike now. He's ready to jump back on and take it back to the pit lane. And yeah, always good to see him recovering.
Yeah. So everyone in the paddock, make sure you give them a round of applause. They've worked hard. Marshall's done a great job, and equally, they're out there. It's a very tricky job pulling these round there, and well, as usual, a lot of support for everyone throughout the paddock for all the different categories.
The official BSB Partner Series. This is FAB-Racing.
Yeah.